On this edition of All Hands Television, Riverine sailors work to train the Iraqi police, and we join a Marine-embedded training team on patrol in Afghanistan. Now your host, Petty Officer Mark Schultz.
Welcome to the program. In 2003, when Operation Iraqi Freedom began, our forces were engaged in combating Iraqi forces. Now, in 2009, our forces are working alongside Iraqi police, better known as IPs. Petty Officer Andrew Krause sent us this report from Iraq on the status of the IP training.
Patrolling these waters is not an easy job.
This is a typical riverine insertion. Due to the excessively low water levels, 9 times out of 10, our circs will not reach a desired level. And since today the Zodiacs can't reach a desired level, we are trudging through this lovely Iraq riverbed. Nice silt load full of boot.
Low water levels on Lake Habbaniyah aren't the only thing Riverine Squadron 1 sailors have to deal with these days.
Copy that.
Their biggest mission now is handing over the security of Iraq's waterways back to the Iraqis.
Our mission here in Iraq is to secure the waterways, deny them to any adversary or insurgency, to secure the waterways for our use and for the use of our host nation, the Iraqis. And a large part of our mission here today has been to train the Iraqi police, the Iraqi army, to help them set up an inland waterway security force.
Let's move it out a little slow here.
Today is a perfect example of how Petty Officer Joshua Scharfenberger and Riverine sailors are letting the Iraqis take the lead.
We want them to establish a sense of their mission. We put them out in front of us. We make sure they have contact with the local population to help not only them realize their potential, but the locals also realize that, you know, this is their war and this is their country and they're taking over the security for it, and we're only a means to an end at this point.
But it's not a task that happens overnight. It all starts here at the Habbaniyah Training Academy in the classroom. Here, Petty Officer Brett Hand is teaching the basics of river security.
These are the proper ways to stow your lines on your boats.
It's the foundation for what they're going to do. We're giving them the basic skills in the classroom through PowerPoint and demonstration. We're conducting basic level training on boat characteristics, boat handling, river characteristics, formations, pretty much the building blocks they need to become Iraqi river police.
These IPs should spend about 2 weeks in class. To prepare them for actual on-the-water training, they'll head outside to practice a few scenarios they might run into.
But right now we give them the basics for craft handling, how to properly navigate through the waterways, look for difference in depth, and look for possible insert extract points so they can get their guys safely on and off the boats.
After the classroom, Riverines take the IPs out on the water for some hands-on training. Here, Petty Officer Grant Burleson works hand-in-hand with the IPs to teach them the techniques of the trade.
We're teaching them how to maneuver their boats to get, say they get in a firefight, to get the most firepower on target the quick as they can.
However, it's not all about sending bullets downrange. The IPs also get some classic boatswain's mate training from Petty Officer Brian Bracken.
Our first knot, the bowline, is used to put a temporary eye in the line. As with any student, it takes repetition, and you really have to break it down to them piece by piece, step by step. Rabbit comes out of the hole, goes around the tree, and now back down into the hole, hold the rabbit against the tree, and pull. Everyone understand? I think they've done well. They're very willing to learn. They're motivated. They want to assume the helm of the operations within their province, and therefore they're willing to do whatever they need to do to learn how to do for themselves.
Once the Riverines finish up training, it's time for a little role-playing.
Just fishing.
We're fishermen from Syria. We aren't really fishermen. What they should do is come alongside and they'll do a quick questioning with us to figure out that we're from Syria without papers. You'll hear us tell them that they're fishermen and that we're fishermen in Arabic and that we're okay. They will come on board. Our translator will translate the pieces that go back and forth between us, and if everything goes well, they should take us into custody and take us back into shore and hem us up.
This scenario serves as a final test for the IPs before they can start patrols. Before moving on, they must demonstrate the ability to properly maneuver their boats, interdict suspect vehicles, and secure the waterways of their designated areas. The sailors from RIVRON 1 are some of the best in the business, and they're making sure the Iraqis get it right.
Basically, what we show them here to do is that everybody's not bad guys, and rolling down the river and shooting people up isn't the way to do business.
All right, that's good, guys.
This will give them the ability to do legitimate commerce in the rivers.
If successful, the IPs will get the opportunity to start actual patrols. Petty Officer Brett Hand,
Keep an eye and see what's going.
and LTJG Ryan Brooks
-1 bartender
moved from teaching to an overwatch role. Today, the IP mission is to gather information from local fishermen on Lake Tartar.
What they do is kind of form a database with the best they can, so that way they know who's on the lake and who's operating. They'll also question them about any terrorist activity in the area, if they see bad guys or guys that aren't often here.
It's not just about security patrols. There's also the future of Iraq.
Anytime that we come out and do operations, we always bring Comrel gear with us. School supplies, backpacks, food supplies that we pass out to the kids and the population because they don't have a lot of access to these kind of stuff.
All for you.
They're always very excited.
Yeah, we're done. We're going to push back to the boats, and we've seen fishing boats going in and out of the next cove down to the south. We're going to go and patrol in there and conduct the same thing we did here, atmospheric, so they can get information.
Well, as you know, we're not going to be here forever, so the end goal is for them to, once we leave, be able to continue security on the rivers and the lakes.
Today went very well. I think we're ready to guard our lake here. It's our job now to make sure the lake is safe.
You guys good back there?
Back in Haditha, the Riverine Squadron is helping a local merchant get his business back up and running. First Lieutenant Ryan Nielsen is working with Nadir Abdi Majid to get his community back to normal.
He has a history with a shop here of repairing boats and engines and fiberglass and things of that nature. We found a local solution for a small investment that has a long-term payout.
Nadir has already opened an ice and a cement factory.
We're finding that if people have jobs and they're selling and they're able to take a paycheck home and sell goods, that they're less likely and much less vulnerable to the insurgency and terrorists and basically becoming bad guys.
We thank the American forces for supporting us financially and logistically and always looking around to help us. And this is not a compliment, this is a fact.
Back at Lake Habbaniyah, the Riverines are finishing up their patrols with the IPs. Today symbolized the relationship between the IPs and Riverines. Despite all the obstacles the two groups face together, they've managed to come together and make Iraq a safer place.
Overcoming and adapting, having to trudge in the way we did and then still complete the land objective, I think that that benefits them greatly. As you know, overcoming a lot of the times is one of the biggest keys to successful missions.
Every patrol I go on, I learn more. I look forward to going on more with Americans.
I think that we have actually made a difference. When we got here, none were on the river. Now they're out on the river doing the job. We're watching them conduct operations. We're watching them be successful. You can see the pride that they take into their jobs, and it's very fulfilling for us to see that and knowing that we had a part in it and what that means to the future of this country.
For the Riverine sailors, they know they've done the best job possible.
Thank you very much.
Well, they're the most professional sailors that I've been able to work with. It's truly remarkable that we can take guys who just a few months ago or a few years ago even in some cases from the Blue Water Navy, put them in this environment, surround them by dirt, put them in a little bit of water with some boats, and they really get it done. It's truly amazing.
Only time will tell if the IPs can continue the security standards the Riverines have put into place. Although the future of Iraq is unsure, thanks to the efforts of these Riverines, the IPs now have the ability to police and patrol their own waterways, one step closer to a more secure and stable Iraq. Petty Officer Andrew Krause, Baghdad.
While U.S. missions in Iraq transition from a combat role into a training role, missions in Afghanistan are stepping up. In our next story, we'll take a look at a typical patrol with an embedded training team in Afghanistan. Coming up after this look at the May All Hands magazine.
In the May edition of All Hands magazine, we'll take a look at how the EA-18G Growler is revolutionizing the electronic attack warfare community. We'll also take a look at how USS Carter Hall played a significant role supporting the training of the Iraqi Navy while deployed to the 5th Fleet Area of Operations. On the web or at your fingertips, it's All Hands Magazine.
In the challenges of life, it's good to look for opportunities that give you an edge. The Navy offers many options for sailors to continue their education and earn a college degree. Programs like the GI Bill, tuition assistance, and the Navy College Program are all opportunities being handed to you. All you have to do is reach out and take them. Don't miss a golden opportunity. Think about your future.